so far away. 'Cause we've got tomorrow, where the pages in the wind. We've got tomorrow, where the tale that lies within. There's always another day, another night, a bittersweet blessing in disguise. Tomorrow, we're the authors of our lives. Tomorrow, 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 oh, oh, oh. Tomorrow, tomorrow, oh, oh. Eyes open wide, daydream at night. My thoughts collide. Someday they'll see behind their screens me shining bright. They're gonna try to clip your wings, lock you up and make you sing, but they'll never cage your dreams so far away. 'Cause we've got tomorrow, where the pages in the wind. We've got tomorrow, where that tale that lies within. There's always another day, another night, a bittersweet blessing in disguise. Tomorrow, we're the authors of our lives. Tomorrow. And so I've been obsessed in search of success, been blinded by the light. Sometimes you are the spider, sometimes you are the flying towards the sky. Our soaring in love. 'Cause we've got tomorrow, where the pages in the wind. We've got tomorrow, where that tale that lies within. There's always another day, another night, a bittersweet blessing in disguise. Tomorrow, we're the authors of our lives. Tomorrow.
All right, hey guys, and welcome to Zenfolio Live. I'm Robert with Zenfolio Customer Support, and thanks for joining us here on the live stream. Hope everybody's having a great week so far. Today we're going to be talking about creating a custom theme to match your brand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dive inside Theme Designer today and show you how to take custom colors that you may already have, or if you get them from your graphic designer, how to take that color information and put it in Theme Designer to create a custom theme to match your brand onto your Zenfolio site. Now, before we jump into that content, I do want to say happy birthday to my son. He turned 6 today, so he is super awesome. Very proud of you today, buddy. Happy birthday. I love you very, very much. All right, guys. So, if you guys, it's your first time watching, make sure to say hi to us in the chat. Let us know where you're from. If you have any questions about your Zenfolio account, we would love to get those answered for you today. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel because we do new video tutorials every week. And then we also do the live stream every week as well. All right, let's go ahead and jump into our content of creating a custom theme to match your brand. So let me jump over to my dashboard really quick. And what we're going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and jump into Customize View. So I'm going to hover over my Zenfolio and click Customize View. You can get into Customize View from anywhere in your account by doing this option right here. Or if you're on your dashboard, you can use the tiles right here to get to Customize Website. But from anywhere else in your account, you can hover over my Zenfolio and click Customize Website. That will take you right into Customize View. So what we're going to do is load up in here into Customize View, and we're going to start working on this theme. Now I've already done a little bit of customizing on this one, but let's say we're starting fresh. we want to just completely redesign something, and we've got some branding changes that we want to do. Maybe you've got a graphic designer who's provided you with some colors. Maybe you're doing this yourself, and you just want to start over, rebrand everything, get all those colors to match. Creating a custom theme is probably definitely the route that you're going to want to take. So what I want to do is, anytime I'm working in Theme Designer, we want to work in two tabs. We want to have the main theme opened in one tab, and then, or we want to have Customize View opened in one tab, and then we want to have our Theme Designer opened up in another tab. So what I'm going to do is right-click on this theme right here, right-click on it, click Open in a new tab, and that's going to basically give me a copy of this page opened up in another tab. And then from here, what we're going to do is get this tab loaded up into Theme Designer. So we're going to go Themes. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start with a new theme. So I'm going to click More and Create New. So now this is going to load up into Theme Designer. So now while this is loading up into Theme Designer, we need to decide what colors we want to work with, what type of brand we're trying to match. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull up the Zenfolio website, and I'm going to try to match some of the colors and stuff that are used on the Zenfolio.com website. So what I want to do is just kind of look through this site and kind of get an area where it's got a lot of the different colors all in one section. Because what I'm going to actually do, this will work right here. I kind of want to get the white, the orange, the green, and the gray, kind of all this color. What I'm going to do is take a screenshot. So I'm just going to hold Shift Command 4 on my computer because I'm on a Mac. That is going to let me screenshot this right here. Because what I'm going to do in order to figure out these colors, what I'm going to do is I'm going to load that up in Photoshop and sample the colors that I want so I can get the hex codes. Because the hex codes are what we're after. That's what's going to allow us to create this custom theme. So let's jump back into Theme Designer really quick. And now we've got Theme Designer open. And let's get a nice place just to start. What I'm going to do is click Load Template. And I'm going to look for a theme that's kind of based on a white background. The reason I'm doing that is because I know that the Zenfolio website kind of works off of a white background. If the look you're going for mostly focuses on a white background with darker text, you want to start out with something that's kind of already got that in place for you. So this simple white right here is kind of white background and then darker text. So I'm going to choose this and hit OK. So now we've loaded that template into Theme Designer. You can see white background right here, and then it's got some of the text elements and all of that stuff. So what I'm going to do is, before I do any more changes to this theme, I'm going to click Save As, and I'm just going to call this one Zenfolio Live Demo. Now, it's important that you give these a name that's easy to recognize. If you mess around in Theme Designer a lot, it's pretty possible to end up with a bunch of themes in there. And if you're naming them something that doesn't mean anything, it's going to be really confusing when you go in there to try to figure out which theme you want to use. So what we're going to do is save this. And now I'm going to jump back in Customize View. So I'm just switching tabs in my browser here. So let me drop this down to where you guys can actually see what I'm doing here. I'm just switching tabs, so I'm bouncing back and forth between tabs. So now I'm back in my Customize View tab here. And what I'm going to do is click on Refresh. So we're going to refresh this tab one time. And that is going to load in that new template that we just created, and we're going to select it. So we're going to go Themes. Here's that Zenfolio Live Demo right there. We're going to click on that and then click this Apply button down here. So there's an Apply button. Let me get myself out of the way here. We're going to click this Apply button right down here at the bottom. Now that's going to change the look of the page immediately. It's going to apply that theme that we've made, but we really haven't done anything. We've just applied a basically a pre-created template to start with, because what we're after is the white background and text that's going to work. So now You guys saw that I took a screenshot of this right here. What I'm after is I'm after the color codes for these images. Now, we're going to load the screenshot that I took in Photoshop. So let me get Photoshop pulled open here. And I'm just going to go File, Open, and we're going to pull in that screenshot, which should be somewhere on my desktop. Let me find that screenshot here. There we go. All right, here's that screenshot. So now we can see all the different colors that's used on the Zenfolio page. We don't want to crop it. All we're after is using this little dropper tool right here to sample the colors, and then we can go and grab the color code. So we sampled that color, that orange. Now, if you are familiar with RGB values, you can most definitely get the RGB values doing this. But the problem with the RGB values is that's 3 separate sections of information that you have to copy. So there's 3 different numbers here that you have to copy. What you want to do to make this easy on you is use this hex code right here, or the HTML code for this color. So if I copy this right here, I'm just going to hit OK. Now I'm going to jump back into Theme Designer here. And let's say that that is the color that I want to use on all of my links and buttons. Now I can click that right here, put in that HTML code that I copied, and it's going to give me that orange. Now again, if you want to use RGB values, you can, but now you're looking at having to enter 3 different numbers versus going with the HTML code and putting the HTML code in there to get the color. So now that I've done that, that's changed that orange, and if you'll notice now all of my links and buttons and all of that stuff here has changed. So links and buttons, all of that stuff's changed. Now let's say we want to grab another hex code. We want to grab another color because we want to match this text up with that exact dark gray that's on that website. What we're going to do is go back to Photoshop, and then again we're just going to use the dropper tool. And let's grab this dark gray down here. So we're going to grab this dark gray, sample that color, it puts it over here. We'll pop that window up and then copy the hex code that's right down here. And that's going to give us that color. So let's jump back into Theme Designer and let's change that color right here. So we're going to put that HTML code in there. And I'm just pasting that number in. It's going to give me that exact gray. And then we'll hit back. And now that's changed. Now, not all of the elements changed. Some of this we will have to go in and kind of manually configure and change them. There is an option for those of you guys that don't have Photoshop. So I know a lot of times some people might not have access to Photoshop. And there is actually an option online that you can use if you need to figure out what a specific color is from an image. So let me show you this option really quick. Let's say we want to get the color of that green right there, and we don't have access to Photoshop. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to do Shift Command 4 again, and I'm just going to screenshot that little green area right there. And there's actually a website that you can use called HTML Color Codes. It is HTML. Let me just slide this down so you guys can see it. HTML-color-codes.info. And what we can do is we can take that screenshot that I just took and we can actually upload that image, and it will provide us with that HTML code from the image. So I'm going to go Upload, File, and then we're going to go to Desktop. Here's that green screenshot I took. Open that up, and it's going to tell us what the color code is right here in just a second. There we go. So there's that color code right there. I'm just going to copy that, jump back in Theme Designer, and now let's say maybe we want to make our header and footer that green color. Now we paste in that code, and there's that green color right there. So now that put in that code there, and what we would do is click Save, jump back over into Customize View, and now we can refresh this and see what it changed and what hasn't changed and what we need to continue customizing to make this match. So as you can see, it changed up the orange right here. The display name up here is still black, so we might want to play with that. but we've got that orange there, and then we could go further in and customize this a little bit more. So this is where it's going to take, sometimes it takes a little bit of trial and error and finding things in Theme Designer to know exactly what elements you need to change. So on this, you can see that hover is still turning that blue color, and we don't really want it to turn that blue color there. So maybe we want to do something like the white when it hovers it, or the dark gray when it hovers it. We just jump back into Theme Designer and go and look and figure out where that's coming from. So right here, it's coming from the Homepage tab, and the menu item right here. There's that hover color. We're going to click on that, and then we are going to go and change that value over here. So hover menued items right there. We're going to click that, and then I want to grab that gray color. So let me grab that gray color. Back in Photoshop, just copying the HTML code, jumping back in Theme Designer, and then we're just going to paste it in. Let me get myself out of the way here. Oops. We're just going to paste it in to the HTML section right down here at the bottom. And then once we do that, we're going to click Done. And now that hover menu item, oh, did I put it in the wrong one? Right here. Background color. Sorry, I put it in the wrong spot. Paste it in there. And so now I changed the text. So let me go back and fix that text color right here. So text color, we'll just set that to white. And I'm not really trying to make this pretty, guys. I'm just trying to show you what you can do, how you can find these elements, and how you can change them so that you can get your site to match your brand. Again, the most important thing is going to be knowing those hex codes. So now that we've made these changes, let's click Save. And then what we're going to do is go back in Zenfolio. I'll refresh this again one time, and we can take a look. So nothing else changed, but the hover changed right here. That little hover changed right there. So again, it just takes some trial and error, playing around with it, knowing the hex codes that you want, the colors that you want. That way, when you're going into Theme Designer, you can go in and you can customize those colors and make it easy. You don't have to try to guess the colors. You use that hex code that you pulled from Photoshop or from that website, and you can create that theme that's going to represent your brand on your Zenfolio site. And then after you make those changes here, make sure that you click that Publish button up here to make those changes go live. All right, let me jump back to my dashboard really quick, and let me zoom out a little bit. If you guys have any questions, definitely please feel free to throw those out in the chat. Love to take those questions and answer them for you. All right, now I'm going to jump in there and see what you guys got going on in chat. So give me 1 second. All right, so it's good to have Cheryl moderating for me today. I'm always glad to have her hanging out with me. Home phone says, Aloha, como esta? I speak very bad Spanish, home phone. So I am going to say that I am good. It's always glad to have you, or always good to have you hanging out with this home phone. Home phone says, I like using RGB values. Absolutely, you can definitely use those RGB values like I was showing you. I prefer using the HTML code because it's just that one number that I have to copy and paste versus 3 numbers that I have to either try to remember, which is not going to work very well for me, or 3 numbers that I have to go and individually copy and paste over, and that just takes too much time for me. But you can definitely use the RGB values if that's what you prefer, that's what you're used to using. Absolutely. I'm going to try to pronounce your name right. Let's see if I can do it. Kalapesh Modi. I don't know why I'm having a hard time pronouncing names today. Hopefully I said your name right. Hey, thanks for coming and joining us today. If you have any questions about your Zenfolio account, definitely please make sure to get those in the chat. I'm actually doing pretty good today. Today's, again, my son's birthday, so getting ready to go celebrate his 6-year birthday. The weather here in North Carolina has been a little warmer, not so much on the chilly side. Hopefully the weather's calming down for everybody who are having the snow and all that stuff. And hopefully, but everybody's having a great week so far. Again, if you guys have any questions, anything you want to go over, any features you want to see within Zenfolio, definitely get those in the chat. Right now, I'm going to take some email questions. And speaking of email questions, those of you guys who are watching the recorded version of this, if you have a question that you'd like for me to answer next week, there's a link to a document in the description of the video below. You can click on that and submit a question, and I'll answer it the following week since you're not able to join us on the live stream. But let me grab an email question really quick. So my first question here says, I am having a hard time getting orders from clients after the galleries are available. I shoot big events and I do smaller one-on-one shoots with couples and families, but haven't had but one order ever. Do you have any tips for encouraging orders? Absolutely. So there's lots of different things that you can do. I think one of the things that we as photographers make a big mistake on is making people think that they're going to have these images indefinitely online in their galleries. I'm bad about this. I know it's a pretty common habit for photographers just to hurry up and get the galleries uploaded and then send the client out to the invite and never really give the client a reason to order because they're used to Facebook where everything's just there. And so we don't give them a reason to order because in their mind, the images are there, they're online, they can go there when they need them. And there's not really a sense of urgency for your clients to place the order. So I would definitely suggest one of the habits you get into is never ever give your clients an indefinite online gallery unless there's just a really good reason to. What I tell my clients is I tell them that either they're going to have a 3-month or 6-month online gallery, and I can set that up to automatically expire. Now, Zenfolio does give you unlimited storage, so there's not really a reason to go in and delete that gallery. It just goes to private and they can't access their photos, and this gives them a sense of urgency to go ahead and order. So let me show you how to set that up, and then we'll talk about some other things that you can do as well to try and encourage your clients to place some orders. So what we're going to do is go into Photos. And here in the Photos page, you're going to have to just excuse this account because it's probably a mess. I've been messing around in it a lot today. Let's go to a client's gallery. So let's say that this Jasmine gallery right here is a gallery that I just finished uploading. And you can see I've been doing some crazy messing around with stuff. Let's try a different one. We'll go to the Smith gallery right here. All right, so we've got the Smith gallery, and it's a gallery that I just uploaded for some clients, and I really want to encourage them to order. And again, I've communicated from the start with these clients, like, hey, your gallery is only going to be online for 3 months, so you definitely need to get your orders in before that gallery goes offline. So one of the things you can do is go to Gallery, go to Gallery Access over here. You can actually set this up to be an expiring gallery. So you go to Expiration, and we would say this gallery expires after, and if we're doing 3 months, we'd say April, May. Let's go back here for a second. So March 8th, April, May, and I might put it out like, to maybe that Friday. And now we're going to set this up, and we can do save and continue right here, and we can actually schedule a reminder email. So if you have your clients' emails, you can actually put their email address right in here, and this is going to send an email to them a couple of days before that gallery expires, just reminding them that it's going to expire. Now, I'm not going to do that, but what I want to show you is now that gallery icon changed to have the hourglass on it. And so what will happen is your clients will be able to access this gallery on the day that it expires. It actually doesn't delete from our system. It just goes and turns to private. So basically it just goes to private, which means only you, the photographer, can access the gallery when you're actually signed into your Zenfolio account. So that's what happens when a gallery expires. It turns private. So let's say that gallery expires and your clients reach back out to you like, hey, I never got around to ordering. Can you open it back up? If you've discussed that with them previously, sure, I can open it back up. We did talk about there'd be a $25 fee. I've got to go into my website and get it back online for you. And it's going to be a $25 fee. So you could do something like that to kind of reinforce that. So that's one thing that you can do to try and get your clients to place those orders sooner rather than later. Now, another thing that I personally like to do is I like to try to entice my clients with coupons. So what I'm going to do is, let's say that this again is a client gallery that I just uploaded. I haven't actually sent it out to the clients yet because I want to entice them to place an order rather sooner than later, because I find the longer they wait, they forget, they put it off, life happens, and they don't get around to making those orders, and we want to prevent that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a coupon that gives them a discount if they order within the first week, maybe the first 5 days of the gallery being up, whatever time period you want to set. I'm going to create a coupon that's going to encourage my clients to order, and I'm going to email that to them when I invite them to their gallery. So we're going to go to Selling, Coupons and Campaigns. And there's actually a really good tutorial on creating coupons on our YouTube channel. So if you guys are creating coupons and looking for directions on how to do that, go to our YouTube channel and just search coupons. There's a great tutorial that will walk you through all the process of that. But let's go ahead and click Add New Coupon. And then what we're going to do is just give this coupon a name. I'm going to say this was for the Smiths. Description, maybe, first order discount, whatever you want to put in the description, just to remind you why you created the coupon. That's really the sole purpose of it. Your clients are not going to see any of this information. The only thing they're going to see is the coupon code. So I'm going to call this Smith 18. And then while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and copy that coupon code because I will forget it. And then next we're going to go down here and we're going to set up this coupon. Now what I want is I want to give my clients a 20% discount, but only if they order in the first 5 days that this gallery is online. So I'm going to say discount products, amount, we'll do a percentage-based discount, and then we're going to say 20%. Now, I never ever discount shipping, and I really strongly recommend not doing it. I just usually end up losing money when I do that, so I definitely suggest staying away from that, and unless it's something that you have to do. But I do the product discount up here. I just stay away from discounting shipping. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go down here, and we're going to set up the I'm going to try to say this word, applicability section. So this is what that coupon can be used for. Now, you can allow that discount to be applied to prints and products, digital downloads, self-fulfilled products and packages, or you can turn all those off and say, you know what, it's only going to be on prints and products. For this, I'm going to go ahead and leave it for all products. Again, the whole purpose of this coupon is that we're trying to encourage people to order within the first 5 days of that gallery being up and online. Now, next, if you want to limit it to a certain gallery, you can. So if you want to say, you know what, this will only work in the Smith gallery, you can. And down here at the bottom is where we are going to make this work for us. So you can set it up to be a one-time use coupon. You can say, you know, this is a one-time use coupon. You can only use it once, and then after you use it, it becomes invalid. I'm not a big fan of this option. You can do it if you want. I'm just going to leave it to no limit, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an expiration date on this. So the coupon is going to start today, and it's going to expire, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, on the 13th. So if they place an order within the first 5 days of the gallery being online and they use this coupon, they can get a 20% discount. Now, not just the client, maybe grandma wants to place an order. Maybe other relatives want to place an order. We want to encourage people to share this coupon out because that's going to be more orders that we're going to get at the start of that gallery's online lifetime, rather than trying to encourage people later on down the road to hurry up and place your order before your gallery expires. I'd rather get that done and taken care of at first. So now that we've created this coupon, it is going to expire on the 13th. That means after the 13th, they can't use this coupon anymore. They won't be able to get the 20% discount. So we're going to click Save. And so now we're going to go back to the Photos page. We're actually going to do the gallery invite, and I'm going to pass this information along to the client so they have that coupon code, and so they know, that it's only valid for the first 5 days. So we're going to go to the Smith gallery right here. and we're going to go click invites. And let's just say, I don't know if you guys are like me, but most of the time when I'm at this point where I've edited my clients' images and I've got them uploaded and everything set up in Zenfolio, it's usually really late at night, and I don't really want to email my clients then, but I don't want to forget to do it the next day. So one of the things that I usually take advantage of is our schedule email feature. So I'm just going to go ahead and say, let's send this out tomorrow. I'll put in their email here. So I'm just going to put zenvisitor@gmail.com. And then what I'm going to say is, hello, you're invited to view your gallery. You can change all this text. What I'm going to put, though, is please use this coupon to place an order within the first 5 days and save 20%. And then I'm going to put the coupon code here. And then I'm going to say, this offer expires on the 13th of March. And then we're just going to set this up. We'll say continue to preview. Here is that coupon right there that they can use, letting them know the offer is going to expire. The invite's going to send them a preview of the images. We'll click that schedule email, and then tomorrow that email will go out to the clients. They'll have that coupon code. They can go in, and they know that as long as they place their order and use that coupon code within the first 5 days, they're going to get that 20% discount. After that, the prices are going to be at my normal price. So that's definitely another way that you can try to encourage clients to place those orders sooner rather than later. But I definitely would make sure that you are putting that expiring gallery option into play. There's just no reason for a client to hurry up and order if their galleries are going to be online for an undisclosed amount of time. There's not an incentive for them to hurry up and get in there and order. Whereas if you set that gallery up to expire and they're afraid that they could lose their images, that's a reason to hurry up and get in there and place those orders. All right, hopefully that gives you some ideas. There's definitely lots of other things that you could do, putting it in the title, making sure that you just communicate to your clients that these images are not going to be there online and that they need to hurry up and order is really, I think, the best route to take. All right, let me jump back to my dashboard and let me check on you guys in chat here for a second. So let's see. Kalapesh says, I am having a really hard time placing my logo on my website. All right, so there's a couple of different places that you can upload your logo into your Zenfolio site. Let me show you where each of those are, and that might be why it's not showing up. A lot of times people contact us and they're like, hey, I uploaded my logo, but it's not showing on my website. And the reason could be is that you might be using your site header and you might have uploaded your logo into the homepage section. So what I'm going to do is jump into Customize Visitor View and show you the different spots to upload the logo. So let me jump in there really quick. I'm just going to hover over my Zenfolio and click Customize Website. And the first thing that you want to find out is what site menu are you using on your website. So let me get to Customize View. And while I'm waiting, I got a new coffee mug. I know Cheryl likes that one. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to figure out what menu I'm using for my homepage here. So the best way to figure that out is go right up here to Options, Page Elements, and then you want to look and say, is the page header showing or is the homepage logo showing? So right now the homepage logo is showing. So if that's set to show, there's a logo tab right here, and this is where you would want to go and upload your logo file. And let me see, I'm just going to upload this green blob as my logo file here, just so you can see that. So that's going to upload, and now when I hit apply, now that display name that was up there is going to go away, and now you see the green little block up there. So that's because I was using the homepage logo. So now let me show you the other side of that. If I go to Options and we go back to Page Elements, if I set that homepage logo to hide, watch what happens to the tab. The tab goes away, And now I'm going to set my page header to show and click apply. Now my page header is going to show, and I have to upload the logo for the page header in a separate section. So here you can see the page header. If I go down, and let me get myself out of the way here. If we go down here to the site header, this is where you're going to upload the logo for your site header. So I'm going to go site header. We'll go to the logo tab, click upload logo, hit choose file, and I'm just going to upload that green block again. So now when we go back, now you should see that green block up there in the site header. Sorry, my internet's so laggy today, guys. I'm not sure what's going on. All right, there we go. So there, now that green square is up here. And now there's another spot on the home page. There's a site footer down here at the bottom that can also have a logo. So if we go to options, page footer, we can set that to show. And you can also have your logo showing in the page footer as well. So we're going to go down there. Now that page footer is showing, and it looks like I uploaded my coffee guy in the logo, but here's site footer right here. Logo, and then you upload the logo tab the same. Now, for things like your quick shop logo, your mobile logo, those are going to be found in site settings right here. So you're going to go site settings, go to the logos and icons. There's the quick shop logo, which shows up in your quick shop section when a client gallery that has a price list, it'll be over on the side. Now you can use the resized header logo, you can use your display name, or you can upload a custom one. And then there is the website browser icon. That is, let me show you what that is. That is this little guy right here. This is where you upload that. And then, man, stuff is not cooperating today. And then there's also the mobile logo down here. That's the logo that's going to be used on your website when it's being viewed from a mobile phone or a mobile device. And you upload that right here. Now, some of the accounts, the starter account, or if you have an old like basic account, some of those accounts don't allow for custom logos to be used. And if that's the case, you would have to upgrade to be able to use a custom logo. So let me set this back up really quick. I'm just going to go back to options, and let's just use the homepage logo. And then I'm going to hide the page header and page footer. Go back here, and I'll just say use display name and click apply. And then if you're not sure what account level you have, you can check in the account, and I'll show you where to do that in 1 second. All right. So what we're going to do is in the bottom here, let me get myself out of the way. The bottom left, we're going to go back to dashboard, and you want to just check and see if you have an account that allows you to upload those custom logo. So if you go to settings, account right here, you want to see if you see basic or starter, you're not going to be able to customize your logo. You're going to need to upgrade for that option. So anyway, I hope that helps. If I need to go back and clarify anything, if you want me to go back and show you that again, just let me know in the chat there. All right, let me check on you guys in chat. Let's see. Roxanne says the 20% is a good incentive. Yes, it is. It's something that I like doing. I like getting clients to make those orders sooner rather than later, because I find that they just become indecisive, and the longer they wait, the less likely they are, I think, in my opinion, anyway, to order. By doing the send later, are you now only giving the client 4 days? Good catch, Roxanne. I noticed that, and I was thought about it, and I didn't think anybody would catch that. But yeah, so since I was sending it the next day, technically I was cutting a day out of that, which you would want to not do. So that was a great catch there. Yep, and so Cheryl says the longer they wait, the less they purchase too. All right, so Roxanne says, waiting for a serviceman and will miss the rest of the tutorial. Hate to see you go, Roxanne. Always glad to have you here hanging out with us. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take some more email questions. If you guys that are watching have any questions that you want me to go back over, or any questions, even if it's not on the topic that we're talking about, definitely get those in the chat so I can get those answered for you guys today before we run out of time. Let me grab an email question really quick. All right, so my next question says, I can't get the soundtrack on my site to autoplay. I'm using Safari. No matter what, it just won't play. I'm using the built-in soundtracks from Triple Scoop Music. What gives? Well, guys, I'm not a Safari user. I love Google Chrome. It's probably my favorite browser. But I do know that Safari recently did an update to their settings to stop any autoplay options by default. So if you're using the Safari browser, anything on the website that you have, or anything on a website that you're viewing that automatically starts playing, Safari updated their settings to stop that, so that you actually have to go in and make that play. Now, this is something that you can change. I believe if you have the Safari browser, it's just Safari, Preferences, Website, Autoplay, and allow autoplay. You know, I don't even know if I have the Safari browser installed. Let me see if I have it installed, and if it's installed, I'll just show you guys that really quick. I'm pretty sure if it is installed, it's probably not kept up to date. I ran out of room on this computer a while back, and I had to do a lot of deleting and removing stuff. So Safari says... And yeah, autoplay. There we go. Okay, so let me pull this over so you guys can see it. So I can't pull the Safari preferences over, but here is the Safari preferences window right here. Where did it go? Safari. This is why I never use it. There we go. Safari preferences is all that is. Autoplay right here. When visiting other websites, stop media with sound, you want to just go and set allow all autoplay and then save that if you want your soundtracks and all that stuff while you're using Safari to autoplay. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of going to websites and all of a sudden music just jumping on and blasting out at me. I'd rather, play it myself and have the option to turn it off. But if that's something that's important to you, you can definitely change that setting in Safari. All right, let me get out of that. Hopefully that answers you guys' questions about the soundtracks and why they weren't auto-playing using Safari. Obviously, the other option, too, is to use a different browser. Like I said, I love Google Chrome. Google Chrome gives you an additional uploading option in Zenfolio as well. It allows you to upload folders, and it gives you that drag-and-drop upload. So that's why I like to use Google Chrome. Okay, my next email question here says that my client is blocked from their gallery because they entered the wrong password too many times. Oops. It says I accidentally gave them the wrong password. I've done it before too, guys. It's as bad as a speller as I am. I've totally given my clients the wrong password. That's why I try to copy and paste everything. But I accidentally gave them the wrong password. How do I unblock them? So currently there's not really an easy way to unblock your clients. So let me just clarify what's going on for those of you guys who aren't quite sure. When you set up a client gallery to be password protected, like this right here, so this gallery is password protected. And if I go to gallery access, you can see right here it says locked with a password. You can actually see the password here. But if a client goes to that gallery and they enter the wrong password too many times, there's actually a security algorithm in place that recognizes that and it blocks them. This way people can't just come in and try to hack into your galleries just by entering a bunch of different passwords and try to hack their way into your galleries. So once they enter the password incorrectly too many times, our system will block their IP from our service or from that gallery for an undisclosed amount of time. It's something that the security algorithm automatically calculates. Usually it's less than 2 hours around in that window. I don't know for sure, but I know it's never been more than that that I've seen. After that, they can definitely come back and try. Now, there is an emergency workaround for that if that's a serious situation where it's really important that you get your clients into their gallery now. And I've actually created a video tutorial that not only will show you that fix, but also give you some ideas and some things to think about to keep that from happening to your clients in the first place. So if I could get Cheryl to throw that tutorial in the chat, that would be awesome. Definitely check that out, especially if you're doing password protected galleries. That's going to come in handy. If you have somebody who, you know, is not the best at entering passwords and they do enter it wrong too many times, it's going to show you how you can fix that. If it's really, really important to fix that right at that time period. Most of the time, I just tell my clients, hey, you know, sorry it happened. Just come back in a little while and you should be able to access it as long as you're using the right password. Let's verify that password. I had to have them send me the password that they're using. Make sure it's correct. Yeah, it's correct. Okay, you should be able to get in there here in just a little bit. Try again. If not, let me know. But there's a video tutorial that will definitely walk you through that whole entire process. Okay, so the next question I've got here says, when will I get my 1099 from Zenfolio? So several years ago, guys, we used to provide a 1099 MISC form, as this was the closest form available to report your income. But since the regulations have changed and it's no longer required, then we are not reporting your income to the IRS based on that form. So if you'd like to find your income, sales, profit information for your tax purposes, you can run a report just by going to your selling tab. So let me show you really quick. You can go to selling right here and you can click on reports and you can actually do sales report. You can change the month, date, or year. You can set up a custom time. So you can do it for last year if you wanted to do that right here. And it's actually going to show you all of that information right here, including tax, how much you sold, discounts, all of that stuff will be on this sheet right here. And you can even export this and send it on to your accountant if you need to do that. So all of that information is right there in your account. You don't have to request it to be sent because obviously we're not going to send it. You can just go into the account, go to the summary, and click the export after you've made sure to set up the right date right here. So that's right there in your account. Okay, let me go and grab another email question here. The next question I have says, how do I edit watermarks once I upload them? So if you want to change the opacity of the watermark, if you want to change the position that the watermark appears on the image, you can definitely do that in Zenfolio. So what you're going to want to do is first go to where you uploaded your watermarks. And that is right here. You're going to click on watermarks. And as you can see, I've got a couple. And let's say that we want to drop the opacity down a little bit. Maybe we want to move them around on the image. We're not happy where they're showing. Those are all things that you can do to your watermark within Zenfolio. So let's click on the watermark. And we can just go to properties. And let's say you want to drop that opacity a little bit more. You can. Maybe you don't like it appearing in the center of the image. Maybe you want it down in the bottom right corner for some reason. You can do that. And then you can preview what that looks like on other images. And then if you're happy with that, there is a save button down here at the very bottom that you can click save. That will save that. Now, if you are looking to change the size of the watermark, change what's written on it, kind of edit the watermark more than just the opacity and the placement, you will have to do that in Photoshop or whatever software you use to create the watermark. And then you can go in and re-upload that watermark into Zenfolio. So you can change the size, or you can change the opacity, and you can change the placement. You just can't change the size or obviously the physical appearance of the watermark within Zenfolio. All right, guys, if you have any more questions out there, go ahead and get them in the chat. That way I can get them answered for you live. We've probably got about 8 or 9 more minutes of the live stream left. So if you have any last minute questions, please don't wait around. Get those in the chat. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe. We do the live stream every week, and then we put out new video tutorials as well on our YouTube channel. It's a really great place to come and learn about Zenfolio at your own pace, or, you know, if you're looking for a video tutorial to walk you through a specific feature, definitely check out our channel because chances are there's probably a video tutorial there on what you're looking for, just do a quick search on the channel and you can find video tutorials on almost anything. All right, my next email question says, how does client access work? Is it better than sending the email links to the clients? Is it better? I would not say that it's better or not better. I like doing the email links because I can do the scheduled email, and also because when you're doing client access, you kind of introduce having to do an additional step yourself when you use this method. There are lots of photographers that use this method and they love it, but if you're going to email the client anyway, you're going to have to, by not doing the client access, you can cut out one step. So let me just show you how client access works so you guys kind of understand what I'm saying. So for client access, it works in two parts. The first part is you have to make sure that you're linked to our client access page. That's a built-in page within Zenfolio. So if I go to built-in pages here, client access is right here. So you need to make sure first that page is somewhere your clients can get to it. I would suggest putting it on your site menu. So what I'm going to do is hover over my Zenfolio and go to customize website. And we're just going to add that client access link to our website. And then I'll show you what you have to do after that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to edit the what to expect option right here. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to add a new one. I'm just going to say new, and we'll say client access. All right, so client, and you would probably want to spell it right. Thank goodness there's spell check nowadays, or I would be in a lot of trouble. But client access, we're going to link this menu item to a built-in or custom page. And then we're going to go select page. And all of our built-in pages or any custom pages that you create are actually going to be in here. So here's that client access. We're going to click update. And then this is going to refresh. And we're going to see that client access link right here on the right-hand side. So now what I'm going to do is just go ahead and publish this. So that's the first step. Now you do only have to do that once, but you do have to make sure that that client access link is somewhere that your clients can get to it. So now let me show you the second step. The second step is now, in order for your clients to be able to use client access, you have to create a gallery ID for them to use. So let's say that we just uploaded the Smith gallery. Let's go ahead and create a gallery ID for the Smith gallery. So we're going to click on that gallery right here. We're going to go over to our toolbox, scroll down to sharing and client access, and this is where we're going to give it a gallery ID. Now you can see I've already given this one Smith Wedding. I'm going to change it just to say Smith 1. Now one of the things you should pay attention to is when you change that ID, the URL to that gallery also changes. So if you want to provide your clients with a really nice personalized URL, you can do the gallery ID to make that happen if that's something that you want to do. Again, I personally feel like this is an extra step that you have to do because you're going to have to communicate this information to your client anyway somehow. So if you just email them the direct link using the invite feature, this whole step that I'm doing now is cut out and you don't have to do it. But we created a gallery ID and I'm going to copy that just so I have it. I'm going to hit save. And so now you would communicate to your client. The step would be, hey, go to my website, click on client access and enter your gallery ID, which is Smith 1. So what the client does is they go to your website and they click on client access. And this page is customizable. Right now it's really ugly. You can change all this. But they would put in their gallery ID right here, hit go, and then it takes them directly to their gallery. So that is how client access works. Now it works really good for some other things. So it doesn't just work for galleries. You can do a group ID and it would take them to a group. You can do an event ID if you're using Zenfolio events and it would take them to an event. That is how client access works. Again, if you're going to have to email your client anyway, it's kind of adding an extra step to do that when you can just go invite and put in their email address and send them that direct link. All right, let me get back to my dashboard. I got to fix these photos. I was doing a test on them. I got to fix those sometime. Let me get back to my dashboard and check on you guys here in chat. All right, so let's see. It looks like Cheryl threw out that Cheryl said boo Steelers. And she also threw out that client tutorial. That's it right there. Clifford Oliver says, hey, how can I sell electronic files? So if you want to offer digital downloads for sale to your clients, you can definitely do that through Zenfolio. It's actually one of my favorite features that we have. And let me show you how to set it up and explain why I love it so much. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually set up the digital products first. So what you're going to want to do, Clifford, is you want to go to Selling right here and then click on Digital Products. And I've already probably got, oh, I don't. I guess I deleted them all. So what you'll have to do is first create your digital download products. So I'm going to show you how to create a single image download. We're going to go Add Product. And I'm going to give this a title. I'm just going to call this Single Image Download. Now, when you're titling anything like a digital download, or if you're building a package and you're giving it a title, you want to keep in mind that that title is how this product is going to appear to your client in the price list. So whatever you put there is going to be what shows in the price list. So I like to try to make sure that it's descriptive enough that they understand what this is. So this is a single image download. Now, this is why I love our digital products feature so much, because you can apply a license to it, and we already have some built-in licenses. If you want to upload your own, you can, and you can have that in a drop-down right here. For this one, I'm going to use royalty-free personal use. Now, the license is applied to that image. When your client purchases this image, they actually have to read and agree to the license before they can purchase it. But not only that, that license also comes in the zip file that they download when they get the image. So if you're giving them a print release, such as I'm doing right now with the royalty-free personal use, that means they can print it out. That's going to come in the download. And when they take this to a lab, if the lab is checking for copyrighted images and requiring print releases, your client's already going to have that print release in their possession, and it's not something that they have to come back and ask you for. So we've applied that license. And next what we're going to do is go down here and we're going to choose image dimensions. Now I usually stick to original photo. That's going to let them download the actual photo that you uploaded to Zenfolio. You can do some low resolution options if you want. For the category, we're just going to leave it in downloads. And then for the number of items required for the product, we're going to leave that both set to 1. And then I'm going to click Save. Now, Cheryl just threw a link out in the chat to the digital downloads. It's the digital downloads video tutorial. Definitely grab that link. Clifford is going to walk you through this in a lot more detail. But now we've created this. The next step is just to add it to a price list and set a price. So I'm going to go to Selling, Price List. We're going to add that digital product to a price list. Let's do Portraits 2018. And what I'm going to do is just add that to this price list really quick, set the pricing on it, and then we'll apply it to a gallery, and I'll show you how it works from a client's perspective. So we're going to go Add Products. I'm going to click up here on the top, choose my studio name. There's my digital downloads. Here's Single Image Download. And let me get myself out of the way. We're going to click Add Selected Products. And then here's the digital download right here. We're going to go in here and set the price on this. Let's say 35 because it's a full high-res image with a print release. You might even go higher. After that, we want to make sure it's showing up in our quick shop. So we're going to go over here, find that digital product, add it to our quick shop, and then bump it up to the top. And I'm going to hit Save and Assign. We're going to throw this on that Smith gallery, and then really quickly I'll take you through what it looks like to a client. So I'm going to throw it on that Smith gallery right here. And then what we're going to do is now we're going to hop back to Photos, and I am going to grab that gallery link right here. So I'm going to go Smith, Sharing and Client Access, grab this gallery link, copy it. And then in Google Chrome, I'm going to go to File, New Incognito Window, because this lets me test things out as a true visitor would see it. So now I'm just pasting in that gallery link, and it's taking me to the gallery. And if I click on one of these photos, here's the quick shop list right over here. Once my internet decides to catch up, and that digital download is going to be up here up top, right there, single image download. Click on that, and it adds this image into my shopping cart as a digital download. And then as a client, click on view cart, proceed to checkout, and this is where you're going to see after they can either register or check out as a guest down here at the bottom. Then they're going to see the digital license that was applied to that product, and this is where they have to say, yes, I agree to it. So digital download license agreement. This is that royalty-free personal use. It says permitted from using the work for any other purpose, including reproducing and distributing foreign materials, blah, blah, blah. Basically, it says they can use it, print it up as much as they want, as long as they are not making any money on it. They have to show that, yes, I have read and accept the terms. They click that, and then they can check out. So they're having to review that agreement, and that agreement also includes, becomes part of the zip file that they download. So that is how you do that. Hopefully that was helpful. Again, definitely check out that tutorial that Cheryl just threw out in the chat. It is going to be super helpful. It also shows you how to make a couple of other digital products, such as a full gallery download or a multi-image download. It's all going to be included in that video tutorial. All right, guys. We are just about out of time, so I do want to say thank you to everybody who came and hang out with me today. Thanks, Home Phone, for hanging out. Roxanne, it's always a pleasure having you here with us. I'm glad to have Cheryl helping me out with moderating, and Clifford, definitely thanks for having you here, and great questions today, you guys. Let me see if I can say that name right. I'm going to try it again. Kalapesh, hopefully I answered your question right, and it helped you understand how to get your logo showing on your homepage. Guys, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We do the live streams again every week, and there's also new video tutorials. So make sure you subscribe so you get the notifications for those tutorials and the live stream. I hope you guys all have a wonderful week and a great weekend, and I'll see, well, I won't be back next week. I think next week it's going to be Kayla, so you guys can come back and hang out with Kayla next week, and then I'll see you guys the week after that. So until then, I hope you all are safe and have a great weekend.
Where that